Manchester City midfielder Bernardo Silva is to be offered a massive new deal by the club in a bid to persuade the 28-year-old Portuguese to stay despite interest from Barcelona and Paris Saint-Germain. Chelsea and Everton have joined Manchester United in weighing up moves for Brentford's English striker Ivan Toney. Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag has been given approval by the club's owners to spend his way out of trouble by chasing deals for Netherlands pair Frenkie de Jong of Barcelona and PSV Eindhoven winger Cody Gakpo, as well as Ajax's Brazilian winger Antony. However, United are set to miss out on Chelsea wide forward Christian Pulisic, with the USA international keen to join a club in the Champions League if he leaves Stamford Bridge. Real Madrid will use the money from Casemiro's sale to Manchester United to pursue a deal for Borussia Dortmund and English midfielder Jude Bellingham. Aston Villa have agreed a fee with Watford for Senegalese striker Ismaila Sarr. Sarr's teammate Joao Pedro is the subject of a final £25 million bid from Newcastle, with Watford having turned down two previous offers for the 20-year-old Brazilian forward. Tottenham, Leeds and Southampton are all keen on Manchester United midfielder James Garner, despite the 21-year-old Englishman never having started a Premier League game. However, all three clubs are unwilling to pay the £14 million asking price. Everton have opened talks with England goalkeeper Jordan Pickford over a new contract. Arsenal are looking at a move for Shakhtar Donetsk's Ukrainian striker Mykhaylo Mudryk. West Ham, Newcastle, Everton, Leicester and Southampton are all interested in Scotland and Manchester United midfielder Scott McTominay. Dutch forward Memphis Depay is ready to terminate his Barcelona contract amid interest from Juventus. Marseille have agreed a deal with Manchester United for Eric Bailly. The 28-year-old Ivorian centre-back is set to join on loan, with the French club having the option to make the switch permanent.